Do you struggle with finding retail suppliers for your retail dropshipping business on eBay, Amazon, or wherever? Well, if so, then be sure to smash the like button, because in this video, I'm going to show you 3 very unique tactics that I use and have used in the past in order to find suppliers that most people do not talk about. Everybody's talking about the Walmart, the Home Depot, and the Amazon onto eBay, or the Walmart and the Home Depot onto Amazon, and that's just not it anymore. You cannot be doing that. It's not a long-term sustainable business. So I'm going to show you 3 ways in order to find an even better supplier out there, and you'll probably find one today if you take action. So be sure to smash the like button. Also be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content like this every single week, and hit that little bell notification so you don't miss out on a video like this. Also be sure to check out my Instagram. I answer every single DM out there. Every single DM is answered. So if you have a question, ask me there. I also post 2 native posts to Instagram every single day that don't go on YouTube, don't go on Facebook, don't go anywhere else. They're unique to Instagram. So if you like the sound of this video, be sure to stay in the end, because that is the best tactic, one that I've never talked about on YouTube, Instagram, or anything ever before. And I'll see you in the video. All right, so here we are inside my computer, and the number 1 tactic that I always talk about is going to SKUGRID.com. SKUGRID is by far the best repricing program for eBay, Amazon, and all other forms of dropshipping, because they have a ton of new marketplaces that they actually are covering, and I'll be talking about that in future videos, so be sure to stay tuned to that. That's why I say subscribe to the channel, because they have a bunch new marketplaces now, and I'm going to be selling on all of them. So if you scroll down, there is, first off, I made the homepage, but also there's supported stores. All you need to do is go to see all supported stores, and this is all the suppliers that they use. They say exactly what country it is next to them. You can also go inside and find a more segmented list once you make an account, but I am in an incognito window right now. So all you need to do is, if there is no parentheses next to it, that is a United States-based supplier. And all you need to do is start looking through some of these suppliers. These are suppliers that you've most likely never heard of. Some of them are wholesale, but for the majority of them, they are retail, and that's the whole purpose of this video. There's over 450 retail-based dropshipping suppliers that SKUGRID does cover. No other repricing software covers this many. And yes, I have talked about this in a video before, but I just wanted to get it out here because so many people are new to this channel and so many people haven't seen this before, that if you are looking for a supplier, not all of them are great. I'm going to admit it right here. Not all of them are great. But if you are looking for a supplier, or if you are looking to go outside of the box, you've been watching eBay dropshipping videos and everybody's talking about Walmart onto eBay. You know, I stopped that over a year ago. There's still people that are doing well with it, but again, is that a long-term solution to your business? Is that something that you really foresee working in 5 years from now? Most likely, no. Most likely it's not going to work, but there's a lot in here that are either what I call obscure suppliers that, you know, eBay most likely will never pick up, that they are even a retail supplier. They might be partially a wholesale supplier. They might have a wholesale / dropshipping portal, and that's what you should really be looking for, because in the long term, you want your business to last for a while. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is something that you want to be around for a long time, and this is one of the best places to be finding. Like, they have Kadam is a restaurant supplier, Kegerator, other things like that. There's so many stores that, you know, I haven't even looked at yet or even heard of. You know, I could imagine that if I spent another 2 hours, I could go through this whole entire list and find more suppliers, not to mention that they add many every single month, all the time, that I've never even heard of before. So just go through them, look at these suppliers, and, you know, really look for good ones that are gonna have competitive pricing, ones that maybe have private label brands. And I have other videos that I'll link to up above where I talk more about this. But just for the topic of this video, look through this, look through other suppliers. Please, I beg of you to go through and at least give it 1 hour. Look through these suppliers for 1 hour. You're going to find something that's better or shows up to be more promising than, you know, a Walmart onto eBay or a Home Depot onto eBay, because everybody does that. And if you do what everybody else does, you'll get the results that the majority of everybody else does, which is average. You'll be average at best. But if you really go out of your way, and if you really go looking for other suppliers, then that's where you're going to find the real success in dropshipping. That's what I've been trying to teach over the last 2 years. And, you know, hopefully, I mean, I've seen the results. My students have seen some great results. So I'm happy with it. But some people don't always like to go that way and then get upset and say, oh, well, Walmart on eBay doesn't work anymore. So that's tip number 1. I've talked about it before, but the next 2 I've never talked about. So be sure to stay all the way to the end, because the last one is probably the best one. I'll see you there. All right. So number 2 right here is actually something I've also never talked about on YouTube at all. And just type in eBay dropshipping repricer, or if you've been in the game for a while, you've probably seen other repricers out there. And no, I'm not talking about Sale Freaks or AutoDS, because they cover pretty much only like the big 3 and maybe a couple other, I don't even know. They don't cover a lot of different suppliers. But if you find other suppliers out there like PriceFox and things like that, not suppliers, repricers, you can also go through their list. Not everybody talks about these ones. These are pretty unknown or not as well known, but also there is some other software out there. And I'm talking about software for online arbitrage for Amazon FBA sellers. So So online arbitrage is when people are finding retail sites, they're looking for coupons, they're looking for discounts, they're looking for items that they can flip for a profit on Amazon with FBA. And the two biggest ones out there are Tactical Arbitrage and OAXRAY. But first, I'm going to get into 4 other repricing softwares that you can check out, compare to see if they have suppliers that aren't on SKUGRID. And if they're not on SKUGRID, then look into those suppliers as well. So right now we are on blacklister.com, and they pretty much just list items up, I believe. I don't think they're even a repricer. But if you go through, they have also a lot of suppliers that they cover. There might be some that are not on SKUGRID. Same thing with Viking Drop, which I believe is owned by Hydralist or something like that, which is an older software. They don't have as many, but they do have more than, you know, the big 3 or the big 4 or whatever. WEBSELLER.GURU is another one where you can look through. They have a decent amount of suppliers, and I believe they're adding more every once in a while, so you can look into them. And then also PriceFox. PriceFox is one that's been around for a long time, and they do have a lot of suppliers. They have probably the second most out of any other program out there. And again, you know, I don't use any other repricing tool other than SKUGRID, but if you were to find one that's not on SKUGRID, you could either ask SKUGRID or just start using this repricer. I don't condone using another one just because I've never really put in the time and effort that I have to learning SKUGRID into another one, and I don't think it's worthwhile. But again, you know, everybody has the right to their own business. And then there's Tactical Arbitrage, like I said, and they have 417 US-based retail supplier sites, and you know, they have a ton. Some of them do overlap with SKUGRID. And again, you know, if they're not connected to a repricer, then at that point in time, you're going to have to either reprice by hand, maybe get another repricing tool to go through it and actually, you know, add it to their program. So there is a lot of overlap here as well, but again, there is some suppliers that are definitely on their own here that aren't inside of SKUGRID, aren't inside of the other ones. And then there's also OAXRAY, which is pretty much the same thing as Tactical Arbitrage, just like less nice looking, but it's pretty much the same thing. They have 1,021 total sites, full and partial support. You can click US sites. They have 682. So they do have more than Tactical Arbitrage. So look through there, see if there's anything. That there's 14 pages. You don't need anything. You don't need to pay for this. All you need to do is just go to their website and click on supported sites at the top, and you're going to find other sites that people, you need to realize about these programs and these sites, like they don't just go out of their way to add new retailers. And most of these retailers that are added to their programs and to their sites are websites that people have asked for them to add. You know, I've asked SKUGRID to add things. I've asked SKUGRID to make additions to other different suppliers that they have, or make little tweaks here and there. Like, they act on what other people are asking for. So you need to realize that somebody out there is doing this, and somebody out there is making money with this. They're just not going on YouTube and talking about it and making YouTube videos about it. That's number 2. Really put in your work. Again, it's pretty much like just a large list, just like SKUGRID, but you need to go through and do your due diligence. Where there is extra effort and extra work is where a lot of people don't want to go. You need to realize that so that you can benefit for it in your business. So let's get into step number 3, and I'll see you there. All right, and step number 3, or secret number 3, trick number 3, is to look at cashback websites. Now again, this isn't that every single supplier does give out cashback, because some of the suppliers I use don't, so they won't be on these websites, but they could, because maybe they have coupons or something else like that, because a lot of them do cashback and coupons. But you need to realize that there is tons of different suppliers, probably more on Giving Assistant and Ebates, which is now Rakuten only, and Top Cashback. There's probably more suppliers on them than any of those lists that I've just mentioned in the past. So you need to realize though that this is also the same thing where you're going to be finding these suppliers. If they're not on SKUGRID, then you're going to need to find a way to reprice these items. But if they're this obscure, then there's probably a large chance that they don't change prices that often or don't go out of stock. You can have a virtual assistant going in there and doing all of this by hand. So if you go to Giving Assistant, go to shop by category, shop all stores. Same thing with Rakuten. If you scroll down, there's a way to, you know, go to all, see all stores. I couldn't find it very quickly on Top Cashback, but again, just look through it. But the number one way to find every single supplier that does have cashback out there is Cashback Monitor. Cashback Monitor is a monitor of cashback different websites. So they pull in everything from BeFrugal, everything from Coupon Cactus, Extra Bucks, Lemony, Mr. Rebates I've used before, Rakuten, Rebates, Me, Top Cashback. There's more. And then you can go here and look through the list A through Z and numbers. And like, these are just the ones that have numbers in them. Like, there's tons of stuff out there. You know, these might not all just be suppliers. Some of these might not even sell items. They might sell services or something like that. But you need to realize that it's all about your research. It's all about taking time, or teaching somebody to take the time and go out of their way and do this and look for suppliers for you. So the proof is in the pudding. It's out there. Things are out there to find, and you just need to be putting in the effort to do so. And I do think that looking through this list, I found a few good ones that I later found out, were on SKUGRID or anything like that. If you find, they also have great cashback and they're on SKUGRID. SKUGRID has a large list, so maybe you missed it, or maybe you just looked over it the first time, but then you see, it has 5% cashback or whatever, so you go back and look it over again, and you're like, I can't believe I missed that one. I need to go through this again and actually, go out of my way to learn this supplier. Ask the supplier questions. Do they have tax exemption? Is there any special programs that you can get extra prices off so you can get more competitive? It's a game of percentage points, and if you can win that game, or if you can be as competitive as everybody else, then that's where you're going to be making your money. You're going to be making your sales, and this is a great place to be finding your suppliers. And also another thing about this is if you start seeing one that shows up time and time again, maybe it's in the list on SKUGRID, maybe it's on the list on PriceFox, maybe it's on the list on, all these different cashback websites and even other supplier websites or repricing websites in general, then that gives that supplier more social proof, more proof that there's multiple people out there asking for it. It's on Tactical Arbitrage, it's on OAXRAY, it's on all of these different websites. That's a higher likelihood or higher percentage chance that there's more people using this website and more people that actually, think that this is a good enough website to ask to be put onto one of these websites. So you need to realize that the more social proof, the better with anything in life. And, that's my video. So 3 tricks, one of which I've already taught before, 2 of which I've never taught before or showed anywhere really, even inside of my course. It's not something I heavily rely on, but this is something that I've found good suppliers with in the past, suppliers that I stick with now, even till today, and still do use. So go out of your way. Please, I beg you to put in the extra work. I beg you to put in extra work. Like, you need to. It's the only way to be truly successful in this business. And if you're getting into this business and you want the easiest way out and you don't want to put work in, then I'm sorry, but you're most likely in the wrong business, or you're not going to see great success. And we're all about great success here. We've had 3 or 4 students in the last couple months message me that they've hit over $100,000 in sales in the last 30 days on their eBay dropshipping store, couple on Amazon, and it's really just compounding year over year. It's been 2 full years since I've been in the business of, teaching other people on this. I've been in this business in over 3 years now, and it's really getting to the point where, compounding over time, our students are getting great results. And I teach and I try to drive it into everybody that you need to go out of your way and find great suppliers that other people aren't using or less people are using. There's thousands of people using Walmart onto eBay. Find a supplier that maybe only 10 to 20 people are using. You'll see the huge difference. So hopefully this video is helpful. If you like this video, like I said at the beginning, please be sure to smash this like button. If you made it this far, then you're clearly interested. So be sure to check out my free eBay dropshipping mini course down below. I'm sure you'll be able to get something out of that as well. And like I said, please be sure to subscribe, check out my Instagram channel, and hit that bell notification so you get notified every single time I post videos like this every single day. So thank you very much, and I will see you in the next video.